What's up, guys? It's Spiderwolf back for another JJKPhantomparade video. So today we're going to be going over the brand new monthly wish list for February. Before we get started, I'd really appreciate it because dropping a like on subscribe would really help me out trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. But let me say, let's get right into this. So, sorry for being a little bit late. You know, we're about 2-ish days late. So, some of you guys might have chosen. But if you guys don't know, if you just press the X over here, I think if you press even outside of this box, you can like not select it if you still haven't made up your mind as to like who you want or what recollection bit you do want. Now, as a quick and simple as to who you should pick, I'd say your number one option is probably going to be between, if you do not have this recollection bit down here on the bottom left, that is the one you want to pick up. From pointing the right, yeah, that's the one you want to pick up, that one. If you do already have that one, then your second best pick would be getting Toge, the third character all the way over here. That would be your number two best picks basically for character and for recollection bit. Now, I mean, that's pretty much short and simple of it, to be honest. Like, Green Maki, she's not a bad green DPS character if you do need a green DPS character, but she's not that great at the moment compared to other green DPS characters. And then of course, like there's, like I said, this regular spit's really good. Nobara, there's no point to pick yellow Nobara at this point in the game. Like, I don't think it's really worth it. And then red Toge is like generally like the current best character out of this list here, just because he does some debuffs. He also does some decent damage as a DPS character. So let's take a look at the JJKPhantomparade fandom website to go into a little bit more detail. So if we go to the tier list here, as you can see, Green Maki isn't even here, which is kind of funny. I think she used to be like maybe A or B tier as a DPS, but they kind of removed her. So she's not really, you know, that great as a DPS character. Which, I mean, I don't know. I think she's still fine. Like, we'll take a look at her, what she does again. But, you know, she's not here. For Maki, though, Toge, he's actually more in the support category. And they consider him as like an S tier. Like, he's not bad as a support character. That's why I say he's like the best character to go for. And then, of course, Nobara. She's a DPS character. She can do somewhat decent damage if you're gonna build her with, if you're gonna build up to her SP potential, which requires her to be like, you know, I think have her ultimate and her skill 3 to max level, so that's something to keep in mind. Otherwise, a bunch of other better yellow DPS characters here, right? And like, there's on Yuji, there's Gojo, plenty of other good options. But real quick, this is what Green Maki does. So, physical damage. Increases enemies physical damage received by 30% for 3 turns, only for green characters. Not too bad, I suppose. Could work with like green Yuji, Toto. Yeah, could work with them basically. But honestly, the green team doesn't even use like here's the thing, right? For the best green team, you'd be using Choso for sure. Maybe you run this green Yuji if you want a physical green DPS character. You run Toto if you're also gonna be using green DPS. You can also use this Gojo. Supports are going to be like Shoko over here and Teen Ghetto, or you can use Gakuganji. So you have a lot of different variety there. That's why it's like, even though, yeah, this is pretty good, like, you know, like other characters are providing way better and stronger debuffs to the enemy for you doing, so you can do more damage. But overall, this Green Maki isn't bad. I think I might choose her though, because I do not have her, so she'll be who I will be picking up, if you guys are wondering. And then her skill 2 here, basically she increases her own damage. She also increases enemies' physical damage received by 15% for 2 turns. She also does AoE damage. Her skill 3 here does break, increased break damage, critical hit, and then does physical damage to 1 enemy. And then her ultimate increases her own damage again. And then the higher her own HP is, the more physical damage she'll do. And then for her auto skills here, she'll increase her stats, physical stats, decrease her own damage received. And then some other stuff here, which, you know, is kind of whatever. I will say, based off what happened in the anime for this current season so far, because I've been keeping up with the anime, there's a good chance we will be seeing a brand new Maki come out, and if they're cool about it, she should maybe be hopefully one of the more stronger physical taijutsu characters in the game that'll be releasing. Low-key, wouldn't mind if they made her an anniversary character, like a half anniversary character. I think that would be kind of cool personally if they did something like that. Having a really OP Maki coming out to kind of go in line with what she got in the anime would be kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie, would be kind of cool if we got like a top tier DPS physical Maki, like on the same level of like Toji, right? I think that shit would be super fucking cool if they did something like that. Anyways, yeah, like overall, you know, Maki's not bad. It's like if you are lacking a good green DPS character, like if you genuinely just don't have anyone here, or like if you're not Muta, then yeah, sure, you know, pick her up. She's not bad, right? If you do need her, and like for my case, I don't have her, so that's why I'm gonna be picking her up. But yeah, if you kind of need a green DPS character, she's not a bad pick. She's not too bad. Definitely don't pick up Nobara. Nobara's like the one of the last picks you would ever choose. And then of course, like I said, the number one pick is gonna be Togi and Maki here. He's a red character. He's able to apply, let's say, skill 1. He does damage. What else am I missing here? Yeah, pretty much he just increases his own damage based off his own HP and curse speech stacks and all that. He does reduce his own HP though, which is, you know, could be good or could be bad depending on how you build him or whatever. Skill 2 here, don't move. 156 at level 10 to stun the enemy. 156% chance of doing that. He's also able to increase enemies' physical and jutsu damage received by 40% for 2 turns by red attacks. So that's what I said. He does have some debuff capabilities. But of course, if you guys did pull for Maito, best, you know, the best red support currently in the game for applying debuffs, on top of also being like a pretty good damage dealer, like he's probably like triple to double S tier. So like, yeah, you know, like. You know, this is good, right? But Maito was just applying way more. Not to mention, Megumi is also giving bigger debuffs to the enemy, so that's another thing too, right? So where you red characters deal more damage. His level 10 here, 300% AOE damage. He inflicts curse speech. If you're doing against the boss, the turn count will be, or the counts that you will have for curse speech will be 2 instead of 1. And then that's pretty much it. So basically skill 2 is the big debuff skill, and stun. Skill 1 is basically damage, and then skill 3 is also pretty much just damage. And then for his ultimate, he's increasing his own jutsu step 50%. He does AoE damage by 1000 jujutsu. He does more stuff with the curse speech counts, where he does more damage. He removes it from all enemies. And then if he's fighting a boss, he's going to be taking away 10% of his own HP, but if it's like regular enemies, it's going to be 4.5 HP. And then he has cursed energy consumption efficiency, which is pretty good. So basically, you'll have like skill cost reduction, basically, because you'll have more cursed energy to use. And then his auto skill here, basically, he'll heal himself at a 50% chance. So yeah, like overall, like he's not bad. Like I said, that generally the best pick out of like everything, besides the recollection bit. Just you know, I already have him, so I don't need to pick him up. But yeah, like if you are missing a bit of a red DPS character, or if you don't have like Maito or Megumi, then yeah, sure, you know, wouldn't be a bad pickup if you need him. And then of course Nobara, you know, like I said, basically if you get her SP potential, she basically, her skill 3 just does way more damage. She also has a chance of stopping the enemy, and as well as decreasing their critical hit resistance by 25%. Her skill 2 basically still is the same, I think. Just got like some buffs previously, I think. Let's see what else. I think her ultimate also got buffed as well. Yeah, so basically she's able to increase her damage, which originally she was able to do anyways, but it's like by extra 40%. And then yeah, pretty much just more damage overall for this Nobara. So like she's alright, but I wouldn't choose her. I really wouldn't choose her. Now, for the recollection bits. So like I said, the one I was recommending was going to be this one, Strawberry Parfait of Youth. And basically this one, and decrease all allies jutsu damage received by 35%. 3 dupes it's 40%, and then 1 dupe it's going to be if your own HP is 50% or below, you recover your own HP 1 time per battle. So this is like alright, depending if you're fighting an enemy that does a lot of jutsu damage. This could be good for that. And then the other ones here, like they're not nearly as good. This one's basically you decrease your own damage received by 70% for 3 turns 1 time, 6 turn cooldown. So this one could be kind of good too. And you also increase all its physical and jutsu step for 4 turns, up to 1 time during battle, if your own HP is 70% or below. So this could be kind of good too. So this one low-key might be a little bit better than this one, not gonna lie. But this could be good if maybe you're like running this like on a tank or whatever, right? And you just want them to have more survivability. This one also works pretty well for the same idea. And then the last one here, Knight and Hakata. This one is you recover your own HP and you decrease your own damage with 20% for 2 turns. And then at the start of turn, if your own HP is 50% or lower one time during battle, you fill your own ultimate skill gauge by 500% or 500. So this could be kind of good for any of those gimmick teams that you're trying to, like, you know, get the ultimate up a little bit quicker. But yeah, all, you know, decent options. I want to say one is better than the other one, but they do recommend the strawberry parfait here because on the tier list it is a bit higher than everything else. So this might be the one you want to go for first if you don't have the these other two. But yeah, I think that pretty much wraps it up. So with that said, good luck with whoever you pull, or not pull, whoever you decide to choose. And there will be a new video coming up very soon for the brand new news stuff. So I'll see you guys for that. Peace and take care, everybody.